Yeah, so that's your brother, Sid and Cody. This is Sid and Cody's video I put together. This is in their older years. Why were those two dogs special? Why, and since they've been gone, that I feel like that I must, or I have been actually not felt, I have been forced to make a peace with myself to say that I am supposed to do something more than just remember their lives. Sid's old and playing dead there. Sid knew he was dying in that picture. And he knew he was dying and he played dead. And he would walk out and have a heart attack and play dead and people would stop. He would never play dead until another dog played dead in front of all of us at the park one day. And he fell over.
Good boy. He get my
playing
ball.
Dead even better to get that guy's attention.
What are you doing, Cody? Cody, what are you doing? Don't spell his little thing. Stop.
These two dogs,
what are you doing,
they were puppies till they died, were part of my life.
Cody. Come here,
But here's the thing. These are two beings I let be more than they had independence. And two things that make me want to say to people to say,
trying to cause all these problems.
It makes me look at things and say, why am the way I am in there since they've died? Why am I has to be an advocate for pets and for their, not that they are parity with humans, but they to have rights. We made them domesticated. Sid, I've come up with one thing about Sid that stands out from anything. You know, and the person that this happened to cannot deny the truth. 5 years ago, I found one of my old friends out on the streets of D.C., drunk and homeless. And I gave him a roof over his head for him taking care of Sid. Sid had hurt his legs in 2005, almost died. And this person, Sid had re-injured himself, and Sid needed someone to care for him during the day that he knew. Because Sid never had to be dependent on anyone, and I did not want him at the vet's office. He struggled, but my friend came along. Sid helped that guy get sober up. I'm serious. He helped him, and you know why? The agreement is that person could leave the house anytime they wanted to, but they were locked out. They could come sleep on the deck when they got home, but they could not get in unless I woke up. Sid every night heard my friend hit that deck in Washington, D.C., downtown, and would wake me up to get him off the deck. Every time. My friend said one day when I got home from work, he said, I think Sid runs the show because if we do something, he has tricked me into doing something else. And it was funny, but that's true. Sid was smart. But Sid did that. And he got out of the bed with me, and he was carried part of the time because he was recuperating, or he wobbled down to go sleep with my friend for the rest of that night. He knew that my friend needed him, and he needed my friend. My friend helped Sid out, and Sid paid him back. And now my friend lives a great life. And you know what? It takes the person to change. But Cody was given a second chance. Cody was never supposed to be much of an animal. He was not smart. He was a heck puppy on wheels, okay? He just did everything to drive me crazy. Look at those two drinking water, those fat little jokers in there last year. You know, they couldn't get under the water like they used to. And they were fat, but they were happy. Look at Sid. But Cody was not supposed to be anything. I remember Cody would drink people's alcohol when I would have a party and walk out in front of us and fall over drunk. And I didn't even know he'd got anything, or he was big enough to. Got him at 5 weeks of age. No hair on his tail. He was not supposed to live. He made it. He was not supposed to be functional. Cody became a functional. It took 8 years. But the thing about Cody, the weak one, became Sid's strong one in those latter years. And you know what? That shows that Sid was good for Cody. And Cody paid him back. He became the strong one. He was the protector. He was the fighter, 10 feet tall. And you know, they are dogs. They're not humans. But you know what? They taught me how to be more human. With them gone, I am more human. You know, I feel a lot of things since they've been gone. But one thing I'm not going to turn my back on my responsibility. Oh, like you can't see Jasmine right now, but she's the new Jack Russell, and she's nothing. She's not anything like those two. She's absolutely insane. She's bipolar, but I love her. I can't get rid of her, but I will never love her like Sid and Cody. And for me, what did they change for me that made me think, that made me say, look, they're so good. They were different. We danced together. We hung out together. We went swimming together. But the thing I just could not understand is in 2003 and 4, I was very sick. Almost died. Those dogs had to be here with me. But you know what? They forced me to fight. They got in my face and made me fight. They threw bottles in my face. They spit in my face. I fought back. When they died, there's a lot of things that I have done that people were like, oh, that's just Donnie Wise. That's who he is. There's a lot of good things I've done. But who would ever think? I never thought I could have a child. And you know what? I had 2 perfect dogs. The way they came into this world and the way they went out, they both died with dignity. They had perfect lives. They lived in many cities. They traveled everywhere. They went everywhere. And they were my babies. And look at the last snow that we shared, the last big snow. That was 12 plus inches. So, Sid and Cody, 1998. There's Sid's last picture in the snow. That's why I do what I do.